Hello and good morning. Happy Sabbath from my side again. Welcome to the religious liberty contribution that I would like to bring to you today. And you know that the present Pope's name is Leo XIV, and Leo XIII, after which he named his pontificate, issued a writing that was called Rerum Novarum, and that was written in the year 1891. Rerum Novarum proposed several concrete solutions to labor exploitation, emphasizing both moral principles and practical reforms to protect workers and promote social justice. We will just see why in a minute. So there was a demand for just wages. They were promoting moral responsibility and the charity of the employers and the right of the workers to form labor unions. That was formulated in Rerum Novarum. And interestingly enough, to regulate working hours and conditions. Now, let's look into this in a little more detail. Rerum Novarum specifically defined time for worship as a mandated cessation from work and labor on Sundays and certain holy days, emphasizing that this rest should be dedicated not to idleness or indulgence, but to religious observance and spiritual reflection. The encyclical did not merely suggest rest in general terms. It explicitly named Sunday as the principal day for this rest, linking it to the Judeo-Christian tradition of keeping the Sabbath holy. Now, our present Pope, Leo XIV, says he chose his name because AI played a factor in the selection of his name. Now, how could this be and what does that mean? We read here from Vatican News. The article from Vatican News explains that Pope Leo XIV chose his papal name primarily to honor Pope Leo XIII, who authored the historic 1891 encyclical Rerum Novarum. This encyclical addressed social issues during the first great industrial revolution. And that is a word I would like you just to keep in your memories hole for at least 30 seconds. The great first industrial revolution, particularly advocating for workers' rights and social justice. Pope Leo XIV sees a parallel between the challenges faced in Leo XIII's time, marked by industrialization, and today's era, which he refers to as another industrial revolution, influenced by the advancements of artificial intelligence. By choosing the name Leo, he signals the Church's mission to engage seriously with contemporary social challenges related to human dignity, justice, and labor in the modern technological context. He expressed that just as Leo XIII addressed pressing social problems of his day, the current Church under Leo XIV aims to respond to the new challenges posed by AI and its expected societal changes. Now, I would like you to take this in. The Industrial Revolution brought about immense changes. It shifted economies from agriculture to industry, created new social classes, led to widespread urbanization and the growth of factory labor. And, I didn't write it down here, skyrocketing unemployment, because the trades that had been traditionally exercised were falling away by the day. This period witnessed significant wealth disparity, poor working conditions, and labor exploitation, which sparked the rise of new ideologies ideologies such as socialism and communism that sought to address these problems, as well as violence in the street at the time. There are reports where actually workers destroyed the machines that took away the work from them. I would just like to give you an example from the medical field, what AI does right now. Researchers working for Microsoft have developed the Microsoft AI Diagnostic Orchestrator, MIADXO, a coordinated AI framework designed to simulate a full diagnostic team. Using a benchmark, and the benchmark is every week in the New England Journal of Medicine, you've got a case discussion. It is a real-world case where doctors struggle to pinpoint the diagnosis, and then finally they make it. They obviously never tell you when they don't make it. That's just a remark in brackets there. So that is the benchmark. And now they trained this AI system on these cases. So these are the most complicated cases that use a decision-making process with stepwise reasoning and cost tracking. And its results showed that this AI system was 4 times higher in its accuracy to diagnose a patient's problem than the physicians themselves. They took 20 physicians, well-experienced physicians, and gave them these cases and say, you reason through them and get to the diagnosis. 20% were able to pinpoint it, whereas the AI system got it right the first time, 85%. Do you know what this is going to do in the medical field? You know what this is going to do in other fields, especially white-collar workers. They are going to be out of work very soon in large numbers. I watched this podcast here by the Diary of a CEO, and he interviews Geoffrey Hinton, who is considered to be the godfather. This guy started as a teenager to work on artificial intelligence, and he took another route. You can listen to this in his podcast if this interests you. The route that he took is he tried to integrate the understanding at the time how the brain works, how the brain creates memories, how the brain creates connections as the basis of his computer approach to the situation. He worked for Google till his retirement at age 76, and then he had a conversion experience already there because he saw to what lengths AI would eventually lead. And he's now on a mission to try and confine the dangers of this particular situation. So he said, if you want to survive the next industrial revolution, change your job and become a plumber or an electrician that lays the cables that go to these servers. And I would like to show you a comment now by the spirit of prophecy. The time is fast coming when the controlling power of the labor unions will be very oppressive. Here in America, I do not see any action by labor unions, but in Europe you do, because that is basically where they were born, first in Britain and then in Germany and so forth. Again and again, the Lord has instructed that our people are to take their families away from the cities into the country where they can raise their own provisions, for in the future the problem of buying and selling will be a very serious one. Those who claim to be the children of God are in no case to bind up with the labor unions that are formed or that shall be formed. This the Lord forbids. Cannot those who study the prophecies see and understand what is before us? I would like to make a parallel list here. You've got Pope Leo XIII, Pope Leo the 14th. Leo the 13th writes Rerum Novarum. Pope Leo the 14th names himself after his predecessor, who lived in the time of the late 1880s, early 1890s. Labor unions were formed. The first Sunday laws were enforced. I presented this in another religious presentation. We're here in the Ree County area in Chattanooga and other places in the United States. Seventh-day Adventists went to jail. What is also interesting is that the President of the United States at the time, Grover Cleveland, he was the 22nd and 24th president, and that was a first time that a president had served 2 non-consecutive times, and likewise Trump. And I would like to add to this list, as it was the time for the rain to fall at that time. I believe that time is just upon us. So there's one remark that I would like to make, and that is, get ready, get ready, get ready. May God bless us in this endeavor. Thank you.